Well, it sounds like you effed around and found out. I I don't feel bad for you, you know. I appreciate the email. I do. I truly do. But you effed around and found out. Subject: My story, a lesson in regret and consequences. Dear true story. I hope this email finds you well. I never imagined that I would one day be reaching out to contribute my own story to some random person on YouTube. But here I am, hoping that my experience might serve as a lesson for others. I understand that majority of your listeners are men, but I also know that some are women. Small percentage, but I know they listen, and I am one as of March 12th of this year. I first want to apologize to everyone that has been betrayed in a marriage or relationship in general. I'm sorry, my name is Lisa, and this is the story of how I lost everything: my husband, my stability, and most importantly, my sense of self, all because I failed to appreciate what I had until it was gone. I have learned my lesson in the most painful way possible, and I hope that by sharing this, others may think twice before making the same mistakes I did. How we met, the perfect man in my eyes. I met Sam when I was 26. By that time, I had grown tired of unserious men who only wanted to play games. I knew exactly what I wanted: a traditional man who would love, provide, and protect. I made that very clear to Sam early on. I had my standards, and if he couldn't meet them, I was ready to walk away. Sam, a 28-year-old software engineer, was unlike any man I had ever dated. He was kind, intelligent, and driven. He wasn't flashy or overly romantic, but he was dependable. From the beginning, I put him through many tests to prove that he could be the traditional man I wanted. I paid close attention to how he treated his mother, made sure he never asked me to split the bill on dates, and even counted the number of times he told me no. The first red flag should have been when I asked him, while we were still dating, if I could quit my job and have him pay my bills. He laughed and said, "Absolutely not. But if you were my wife, that would be different." That answer should have told me a lot about Sam's principles, but instead, I became determined to secure him as my husband. The plan to get him to marry me. Once I realized that Sam was a man of strong values and boundaries, I knew that I needed to be strategic in getting him to propose. Over the next year, I carefully crafted a plan. Reassurance. I made sure to emphasize how much I loved and appreciated his stability. I constantly reassured him that I wasn't just looking for a provider, but a life partner. Emotional connection. I started mirroring his interests and values. If he loved something, I suddenly found it interesting too. I wanted to be the perfect woman in his eyes. Demonstrating loyalty. I cut off any male friends that I had just to prove to Sam that I was loyal and dedicated. Subtle pressure. I would casually bring up marriage in conversations, talking about our future together as though it was inevitable, making him fear losing me. When Sam hesitated about proposing, I gave him an ultimatum. I told him that I had other options, and if he wasn't serious, I couldn't wait forever. At one point, Sam admitted that he had started losing interest in me. He told me that he felt like I was only looking for a sponsor, not a husband. That was the closest we ever came to breaking up, but I refused to let him go. I doubled down on my efforts, and eventually he proposed. Marriage and the growing boredom. Our wedding was beautiful, and in the first few years, everything was perfect. Sam was a man of his word. He provided, he protected, and he made sure that I didn't have to stress about finances. I worked part-time, but he never once asked me to contribute to bills. But after a few years, I started feeling restless. Every day felt the same. Sam would wake up, go to work, come home, and we would eat dinner together. There was no excitement, no spontaneity. I felt like I was trapped in a monotonous routine, and it didn't help that Sam was against me going out too often with my old college friends. He was never controlling, but he was traditional, and he believed that married women should behave in a certain way. I started resenting him for it. I wanted to feel young and free again. I wanted to go out without feeling guilty. I wanted to experience life in a way that I felt I had missed out on. And so I asked Sam for a temporary separation. The monster I created. I thought Sam would be understanding. I thought he would give me time to clear my head and miss him, but I underestimated him. Sam didn't beg. He didn't plead. He threw me out of the house. He told me that if I didn't want to be married, then I had no business living under his roof. I was shocked. I packed my bags and went to stay with my mother, thinking that he would calm down in a few days. But when I called him to explain that I just needed space, he coldly told me, "I went through your laptop." My heart dropped. Sam had discovered my sneaking around. The consequences of my actions. I had met someone on Instagram months before. It was never physical, but the emotional connection was undeniable. This man gave me the excitement and attention that I felt Sam no longer did. I knew it was wrong, but I justified it by telling myself that I wasn't cheating. I was just talking to someone who understood me. Sam didn't see it that way. He told me that he was filing for divorce, and no matter what I said or did, his mind was made up. I begged, I cried, I apologized, but he was done. The divorce and alimony battle. When I received the divorce papers, reality hit me like a truck. I was losing everything: the security, the stability, and the man who had given me everything I asked for. The divorce process was humiliating. My lawyer suggested that we fight for alimony since I had only worked part-time throughout our marriage. I went along with it, thinking that I at least deserved something for the years I had spent as his wife. But Sam was furious. He fought back with everything he had. The legal battle dragged on for months, and in the end, the judge ruled against me. No alimony, no financial support, nothing. Losing Sam has been the hardest thing I have ever gone through. I took him for granted. I let my boredom push me into making selfish decisions. I thought I could manipulate my way through life without consequences, but I was wrong. I live with regret every single day. I wish I could go back and appreciate the man who gave me everything I asked for. I wish I had chosen to work on my marriage instead of looking for excitement elsewhere. But wishes don't change reality. I know some people might say I need to let go and move on, but I just can't. I refuse to believe that this is how my story with Sam ends. After the divorce, I spent weeks crying, rereading our old texts, looking at our pictures, and replaying every single moment we shared. I kept asking myself, how did I let this happen? How did I push away a man who gave me everything I asked for? More importantly, how can I get him back? So I came up with a 5-step plan. It hasn't worked yet, but I'm not giving up. Let me walk you through it. Step 1. Reestablish contact. I knew I couldn't just show up at his door. Sam made it clear he wanted nothing to do with me. So I started small. I sent a few texts, casual ones at first. "Hey, I found your old jacket at my mom's. Want me to drop it off?" No response. Then I tried something softer. "I hope you're doing well. I miss talking to you." Again, no response. Desperate, I tried calling him. He never answered. He even blocked my number. That's when I realized this was going to be harder than I thought. Step 2, showing him I've changed. I knew Sam saw me as selfish, manipulative, and ungrateful. So I needed to prove that I was a different woman now. I started posting on social media about personal growth, therapy, and how I regretted my mistakes. I even started volunteering, something I never cared about before, just so I could look like a better person. But the problem? Sam doesn't follow me anymore. He probably never even saw any of it. Step 3, making him jealous. Since Sam wouldn't talk to me, I thought maybe seeing me with someone else would trigger something. I went on a few dates, even posted some pictures with a guy I wasn't serious about. I hoped Sam would see it and realize he still loved me. It didn't work. I doubt he even noticed. But I did notice something about him. He was dating again. Step 4, keeping tabs on him. I'll admit, this is where things got a little obsessive. I couldn't stand not knowing what was going on in his life. So I started watching. Not in a creepy way, at least that's what I told myself. I just happened to be in certain places when he was there. I found out he goes to the same coffee shop every morning before work. I started going too, sitting in the corner and watching as he ordered his usual black coffee. He never noticed me. Then I saw him with another woman, and then another, and another. 3 different women, to be exact. 2 of them have been to his house. I don't know if they're sleeping with him, but what else would they be doing in there for hours? I even considered hiring a private investigator, but they were too expensive. So I had to do the work myself. Step 5, confronting my reality. I finally broke down and told my therapist everything. She wasn't exactly supportive of my plan. Here's how our last session went. Therapist: Lisa, I think we need to talk about your behavior regarding Sam. Me: what about it? I'm just trying to fix things. Therapist: following him around, monitoring his home, and tracking his dating life, that's not healthy. Me: I need to know what I'm up against. How can I fight for him if I don't know what he's doing? Therapist: Lisa, you're not fighting for him. You're stalking him. Me: that's a little dramatic, don't you think? Therapist: no, I don't. And I think deep down you know it too. You're struggling to accept that Sam has moved on. Instead of focusing on healing, you're pouring all your energy into trying to undo the past. Me: because I love him. I know I messed up, but I love him. Therapist: Lisa, love isn't supposed to feel like this. It's not supposed to make you lose yourself. You're not fighting for love. You're fighting for control. Me: so what? I just give up? Let him be with these other women? Therapist: yes, because it's not your choice anymore. Sam made his decision and you need to accept it. Me: I can't. Therapist: then let's talk about why. What are you really afraid of? I sat there in silence for a long time. I knew what she was asking. The truth was, I wasn't just afraid of losing Sam. I was afraid of admitting that I was the one who ruined our marriage. I wanted to blame him. I wanted to say he was boring, too traditional, unwilling to change. But the truth, Sam was exactly the man I asked for. I pushed him to be that man, and then I resented him for it. I got bored, and instead of working on my marriage, I betrayed him. I was selfish, and now I'm alone. Therapist: Lisa, you're punishing yourself. You think if you get him back, you can erase your mistakes, but that's not how life works. Me: so, what do I do? Therapist: you grieve, you accept that you made mistakes, and then you move forward. I left that session feeling empty. I knew she was right, but I wasn't ready to hear it. I still don't know if I am. I wish I had some grand conclusion to share, but I don't. I'm still stuck in this place of wanting something I can't have. I still think about Sam every day. I still check his social media, drive past his house, and wonder if he ever thinks about me. But deep down, I know the truth. Sam has moved on. Maybe one day I'll be able to do the same. I've hit rock bottom. I had a long conversation with Sam's mom. At first, I thought it would be my chance to finally make someone understand my pain, to make her see that I still belong in Sam's life. I wanted her to help me, to talk to Sam for me, to tell him that I deserved another chance. But I miscalculated, horribly. The conversation with Sam's mom, I showed up unannounced at her house. I knew it was risky, but I had nothing left to lose. She answered the door, sighed heavily, and let me in. I thought that was a good sign. I was wrong. We sat down at the kitchen table, and before I even started speaking, she looked me straight in the eye and said, "Lisa, what are you doing here?" I felt my heart race. I had rehearsed my words 100 times, but now, in front of her, I felt small. Me. I just need to talk to someone who understands. I know you care about Sam, and I know you've seen how much we've been through together. Sam's mom. Lisa, Sam has moved on. You need to do the same. Me. No, you don't understand. He's out there dating multiple women. 3 to be exact. 2 of them have already been to his house. This isn't right. He should be with me. She tilted her head, clearly unimpressed. Sam's mom. And how exactly do you know all of this? That's when I realized I had said too much. But it was already out there, and I couldn't take it back. Me. Because I've been watching him. I mean, not in a crazy way. I needed to know what he was doing. Sam's mom. Lisa, do you hear yourself? I ignored her question and kept going. I told her how I knew Sam's schedule, how I knew where he went for coffee in the mornings, how I saw him with different women. I even admitted that I had tried to hire a private investigator but couldn't afford one. Sam's mother didn't say anything at first. She just sat back, folded her arms, and sighed. Then, in the calmest voice, she said something that made my stomach drop. Sam's mom. Lisa, I recorded this entire conversation. My breath caught in my throat. Me. What? She pulled out her phone and held it up, showing me the recording in progress. Sam's mom. I knew something was off the moment you showed up, and now I have you admitting to stalking my son. You just handed me everything I need to make sure he's protected from you. I felt dizzy. My world was spinning out of control. I hadn't even told her everything yet. I hadn't even gotten to the part where I needed her help. Me. Wait, no, please, I just need help. I need money. I only work 20 hours a week. I can't survive like this. I just need some help until I get back on my feet. Her face twisted in disgust. Sam's mom. So now you want me to pay you to leave my son alone? Me. It's not like that. She cut me off. Sam's mom. You destroyed your marriage, Lisa, and now instead of moving on, you're sitting in my kitchen, admitting to stalking my son, demanding that he come back to you, and begging me for money? You need help. Real help. She picked up her phone and, without hesitation, called Sam on FaceTime. I panicked. I wanted to grab the phone, to stop her, to control the situation. But all I could do was sit there, frozen, as Sam's face appeared on the screen. Sam. Mom, what's up? Sam's mom. You need to get a restraining order. My chest tightened. My breath got shallow. I wanted to scream. Sam. What? Why? She flipped the camera so he could see me sitting there, looking like a deer in headlights. Sam's mom. She just admitted to stalking you, watching you, following you. She knows who you're dating. She even considered hiring a private investigator. And guess what? I have it all recorded. Sam's face, I could see the anger in his eyes, the disgust. Sam. Lisa, what the hell is wrong with you? I opened my mouth to speak, but nothing came out. Sam. You're insane. Do not contact me again. Ever. And then he hung up. Sam's mother put her phone down and looked at me. Sam's mom. You need to leave. If you show up here again, I will call the police. I wanted to fight back. I wanted to say something, anything to fix this. But there was nothing left to say. So, I left. The aftermath. I don't know what happens next. Maybe Sam will actually get a restraining order. Maybe this is the moment where I finally wake up and realize that I've lost not just Sam, but any last shred of dignity I had left. I don't know if I'll ever get over him. But I do know one thing. I can't keep living like this. I can't keep chasing a man who wants nothing to do with me. I don't know how to move on, but I guess I have no choice now. And I'm writing this to you because I need to say it out loud. I need to acknowledge that I've gone too far. Maybe someone out there will read this and see themselves in me before it's too late. Because for me, it is too late. Sincerely, Lisa. In the email, you'd think, oh, you just got bored and you just wanted a separation for some time, right? To yourself. But in all actuality, you were cheating on your husband. You begged this man to be traditional. You're not traditional. You deserve what happened to you. And now you have the nerve to stalk him and harass his mother? What is wrong with you? Seriously, man, what is wrong with you? You're sick. Leave him alone. Move on with your life. Go be free. You were bored in marriage. Go be single and happy now. Oh, man. Guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments. If you want to send in a story, send it to truestorynation@gmail.com. Here, I'll put it on the screen. That's truestorynation@gmail.com. I'll catch you guys at the next one.